Well, welcome back to the Homeschool Shopping Channel. My name is Mackenzie and I am your host. And just in case you all think I am some rigorous homeschooler that gets up every day and goes at it and doesn't stop until all the work is done, that is not me at all. I am literally the laziest homeschooler. So I have systems in place because of my laziness that cater to my laziness and ensure that my kids learn a lot. Today we are continuing our series Yes, No, Maybe, where I am showing you the curriculum I'm using for their literature and language arts. So you will see that it's very thorough, however, easy. Thorough, yet easy. Easy on the mom and easy on the child. So let me show you a product of the day, of course, because that's what I do. That's what I got. And I want to show you a really cool one. I bought this for a birthday present for our car ride down. I got one for each kid. They are 91 blocks. So there's 91 blocks and they're magnets. Okay, I'm sure you've seen them. So these ones are by Rice Block, which doesn't matter. I got them on Temu because I like the price comparison to Amazon. So let's take a look at it. And it also came with a couple little Lego guys that I put together just to prepare for our road trip. It's got a bag that we will put it all in, and then it's got just, they're magnets, and they're solidly made. Now there's 91 of them. They are like good magnets. They got good, I don't know what you call it, stickiness, good magnetic control. I have no idea. But anyway, so there you go. We got 91. I got 91 because I wanted a lot for them, for each. I don't know. Anytime I order anything, I want to order a lot of it. So you can build lots of different stuff, kind of Minecraft focused, da-da-da-da-da. All right, so that is the product of the day. Now, someone asked me a question. So before I get to this, someone asked me a question. They said, do you do a lot of multisensory activities? Which, FYI, I don't know if I do. I stopped paying attention to that stuff like a long time ago. I know I don't do, she said, like, do you do a lot of hands-on stuff for history and for science? The answer is no, I do not, unless we happen to be outside and unless I purposely said it, like we went to George Washington's birthplace the other day, and we went to the Smithsonian the day before that. But first of all, there's one child who I've never seen run through a museum faster than this child. Like, and he's not allowed to run, so he's like speed walking through it all. Like, not that interesting, even though the Smithsonian was very interesting and it did garner a bit of his attention. And then I have one child who loves that stuff, loves history, loves all that stuff. But either way, I do not do a lot of hands-on activities. There are some that occasionally I will pick out and do, like maybe but every time I do, like, I stopped doing it because I would be like, okay, well, let's build some pots out of these clay to, because that's what they used to do. So here's some air dry clay. Let's build some pots because that's what they used to use. And they would be like, you know what? I think I'm going to build the Titanic. And you know what? I think we're going to make planets because planets are much more fun, which is fine. But it just made me think, okay, well, so anyway, I packed that stuff up and no, now if I can find the video, I'll show you how much my kids know. They know an intense amount. And there's a very specific way I do it. And I can show you in another video if you want. But essentially what I'm going to show you today is yes, no, maybe, kind of continuing our series, but on the curriculum books I have. So of course, 99% of these are a yes. There was one no that I couldn't find, and I have another no here. But other than that, if I do get a no, I usually show you as it comes up. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, this program will be good for ADHD kids. It's good for kids with autism. It's good with kids with dysgraphia, so kids who can't handwrite well. This program is for you. It's an eclectic program. It is not a one-size-fits-all program. It's just a bunch of different elements that I thought were awesome and that I utilize. I teach breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Anytime around that, anytime they're eating, I'm reading to them. There's not a lot of video game play in our house, only because I noticed a distinct correlation between rushing through everything to do just to get and being bored out of their mind because nothing's as entertaining as Minecraft, to not having that as an option and being more relaxed and content and willing to do a lot of activities and more activities and stuff like that. That doesn't mean I do a lot of activities, but if I were to, we could. Okay, so without further ado, now that I've blabbed your ear off, I hate it when I tune into videos and I have to listen to them blab for 45 minutes before they get to the point. All right, so let's start off with handwriting. So handwriting, of course, I bought all the handwriting programs, a lot of them anyway, and I might go back to them. I might go back to the handwriting without tears. I might. Now my children are 7 and 8. So I might go back to it, but right now this is what works and it's pretty good. So they each have a compilation book. Now due to the dysgraphia, so you can see the difference. So marsupial, just because that was a science word we were doing. So they're just practicing handwriting. So this is my 8-year-old, marsupial. So remember, neurodiverse kids, handwriting is not going to be a strength, but that doesn't mean they can't learn a lot. And if you're forcing them to do a lot of handwriting, it's just going to take your schooling forever and it's going to give you a headache. So see, without it, abolish. But see, there is an improvement when I highlight. I underline it with a pencil and then I highlight it. And that's where we're just making some sentences based on the reading we did today. Okay, so there you go. So just to kind of see a difference. So I just pick a word, pick some numbers, pick whatever I want, really. We do handwriting during math. So math, they do it. But that's about it. And it didn't start till this year doing a lot of handwriting. They did just a little bit of math. But anyway. Okay, so let's start. First up, it is a yes. It is BJU Press. The next year after this is Adventures in Reading. So this is Reading All God Creatures. This is 2A. I have 2A and 2B. These are fantastic. You'll see I am about 50% through. So what I would do is I would just randomly pick up a book. I would pick up this and we would sit down, whatever I felt like doing out of this pile. And then we would sit down and we would read through these till I got bored of it or whatever. So everything teaches a lesson. So for example, right now you're going to learn about, and the lessons are retaught again and again as you read through. So it teaches like a story title. So it's under story clues. This one like was teaching about the title and a picture and just giving general information. So it gives information about authors, and then you read an interesting story, and then it's got a couple questions at the end, which I like. So for example, this is the second story. So it's got characters. We learn about characters in 3 ways. So it's basically teaching you story, literature information, if you will. I don't know what you call it, story information. Okay, but then at the end, it's got some questions you can answer, and we do everything orally. We do everything, almost everything orally. Okay, that's just so that we speed through it faster, so that no one gets frustrated, so that we're not sitting down at a table, and we do it while we're eating. Okay, so the next up that is a definite yes is Grammar and Punctuation by Evan Moore. This is grade 1. So yeah, so I do both kids at the same time, and I can kind of see where they're at. And sometimes we're a little ahead for one kid, a little behind for the other kid. That's okay, because you can always go through the book again at another time, right? And it doesn't take as long, because again, maybe at lunch I pick up this book for 3 weeks, and 3 weeks of lunches we go through this book, and it's not going to take you long to do it. But what it is super cool, is it's just got rules. It's got rules. Sometimes, see the handwriting issue, so sometimes we do it, and it's, no, you're like, yeah, I know. But that's okay. That's okay. I understand what's going down. So we do rule 3. So rule 3 is that every sentence that tells something needs a period at the end. See the fat cat or the bone? So then I go through it, and then we're like, hey, what? So then we just talk about it. We discuss where sentences would go, mixed up sentences. We organize it. So we've gone through all this entire book. But just while one's sitting on one side, one's sitting on the other side, and we just take turns. Like I'll be like, okay, your turn. You pick out, does this sentence have a capital I in it? Or is this sentence correct? Is this sentence correct? And they can go through it pretty quickly. Some rules and other rules, the naming things. My youngest one was like, kind of didn't understand the concept of names of specific places. Begin with capital letters, but at the same time, school doesn't, right? But a name of a school, specific school. So there's some rules that we're going to have to come back to. But anyway, grammar and punctuation. So I have them like in a bin, and I just pull them out. So basically, that's my routine, is that I sit there and I read. I do science during lunch. During breakfast, it's what I do. So I don't necessarily always eat with them either, because I'm working. So I'll either eat before or after. To get it done, because then everybody's sitting, everybody wants to pay attention. You're like a television set then, right? Instead of them watching TV while they eat, which, by the way, I had to take it away for a few days and then be like, okay, don't just jump in and be like reading, because they're going to be angry at the difference. But eventually you can be like, you know what, I might as well just sit and read, and then just read or whatever. Okay, so we are working. This is Vocabulary Fundamentals, another Evan Moore. So these are both yeses to me. Sometimes I have problems with Evan Moore books because they reference school too much. Same with Rebecca. I have some problems because they reference traditional school too much, and my kids don't have answers to those questions, like, who do you eat with at lunch? Or like it'll be, but specifically school related. So what classroom are you in, or stuff like that. So let's talk about, okay, so here we're talking compound words. So again, we do it orally, right? So I'm not that far into this book, so I will say it's so far it's a yes, but compound words, synonyms, precise language, antonyms, homophobes, homographs, prefixes, suffixes, and wordplay. And then it has answer keys. That's the good thing about all Evan Moore books is it's generally a teacher's manual, the information and that. So a lot of these are meant to do like a page a day, which I kind of used to do, but the amount of time it takes to open up, get emotionally set, like to do that subject, open it up, do one page, and then to close it and then open it up, find the next book. I just don't think it's that great for the brain either. I just don't think it's that great for the brain. So this, I will say this is a yes or a maybe, because it's not like I think this is the most amazing thing that's ever happened to our family. I've just struggled to find vocab because vocab is a huge thing in our house. I love it. My one child loves it. The other child seems pretty okay with it. But anyway. Okay, next up we got, this is a definite yes. So this system over here taught my child with autism to read. This system over here is what we have now switched to. These are Abeka. They are labeled. This is 1C. Now the first couple books are not that interesting, but let me show you what's going on. Let me show you. So these are the reading program, okay? So these are the reading. Kind and Brave is amazing. It just has a lot of good life lessons in there. And yeah, you'll see when I flip the page, because watch when I flip the page here. You'll see now each book for Abeka is like $14. Where is it? Come on. So here it is. So the guide to, character themes. So every single one of their books has like a theme, right? Persistence, family, cleanliness, cheerfulness, God's creation, all that stuff, right? So you start off with thr. So this is what we're learning. This is C. So this is assuming that you've done 1A and 1B. These books are not the most interesting stories. However, when you get up into like the second year, they are super interesting. So anyway, thr. So we practice, we go over these words. We read this story. So now that we are in the reading, but this did not teach us to read. This is not the system we use to teach to read. This is what we're improving our reading with. Okay? And then, so look at the end. It's always got a question. Why did mom say, let's fix it quick? So that you can discuss it in comprehension. Yes, you can get, I believe every single one of these has a teacher's manual. I don't think it's necessary. I bought the teacher's manual for one just to see. And yes, it did add some more interesting and good elements to it. I'm not saying that. But if you want to pay $20 for every freaking, like you're already paying $14 for this, and then you're going to pay another $14 or $20 for a teacher's manual for each book, it's not necessary. But FYI, you could get the teacher's manual, and because it has these pages in there, you could actually read the teacher's manual with them instead if you really wanted to. Okay. This is what taught my son to read. This is, okay, now it's been through a flood, and I'm just not replacing them. This is level 1C. I apologize that I do not have 1A here with me at the moment. It comes with flashcards. These are for children who are not learning, if your child is not learning to read the quote-unquote normal way, if it's taking a long time, if it's stressing you out, if it's just not working well. They come with these, I don't know what they're called, transparencies. Because some kids learn better with the transparency, reading the transparency, okay? These are the boring little books that ever work. So they are the instant success, right brain, sight words cards. Like the cards they don't come with it, but it's $10 for the cards, $10 for the book. I bought the entire system. You don't need the entire system. So this is, again, the third book, but I'm going to show you how it's done. Now remember, you start off this is going to be the sight word, yes. And so it's going to have a picture thing that you went through and you've learned the word yes as your sight word, okay? So that's your sight word. And then dog, fog, hog, fog. So it's got the O for the octopus because you also learned the letters through the cards. Octopus, dog, fog, hog, blog, jog. These words you all know from previous books. So it's not like they jump you in here. And then it's not that exciting. There's not pictures. It's just a story. But see, they've underlined the sight word there, the new word, and all these words are familiar from previous books. Okay, so they are focusing on jog, log, fog, jog. So they are boring little books that always work. And then you go on to the next one. Usually I used to have them read them twice, not in the same day, but twice. Then we got mom. That's the next word. That's the newest word. And there we got we're still learning O's. Okay, so this system is, I'm telling you, the flashcards are it uses mnemonic devices to help them. Okay, so you need the sight word cards to go with it. It's $10, I think, for a package of sight word cards and $20 a book. You can just get the first book and see. It's Craft Right Brain Readers and see if it works. This is a no. Okay, so this is great. This is moving beyond the page. This is ages 6 to 8. This is the only no we got here. And the only reason to no is just literature, language arts, stuff like that. It's because it's just not enough. To me, it's not enough. It does have like a lot of books and you're reading. So it's all mixed in. So it has the most interesting, if you will, what are they called? I don't know, pages. And we used to go through them pretty fast. We went through them all. We didn't bother doing this, but like their language arts is like pronouns going through, and the Magical Journey of Edward Tulane is the book you're using for this. More pronoun stuff. So it's just all mixed in. To me, it's just, I just prefer to do it a different way. There's 4 concepts and then it switches the next year. And so I will have that and I will go through that. And I'm going to start using that at some point the next year. So it's like 5 to 7 and then 6 to 8 and then 8. I want to say 8 to 10 or 7 to 9 is the next one. 7 to 9 is the next level up, but it changes. It's not as cool anymore. It's not all your subjects were all mixed in these books. So it is very cool, but it's very pricey and it's just not a thorough enough language arts because I love language arts. Like that's just a huge thing. I just love language arts. Okay, so this is touted for gifted children. You do not need it for gifted children. My children, I would say they are exceptional in some ways, but not necessarily reading wise. But anyway, so this is grades 2 to 3. So my 8-year-old can do this book. The younger one, the 7-year-old, has a little bit of trouble with it. So this is elementary 1. And then I've kind of showed you before, but all it is these are some handouts I just printed off. So this is The Fisherman and His Wife. So you read this story, right? Fisherman and his wife. Remember, she wanted a bunch of stuff. Yeah, she wanted a bunch of things, and then she kept wishing for more and more and more. And then at the end, you're talking consequences and implications. What were the consequences for the wife of her continued demand on the enchanted fish? Cause and effect. What effect did the husband's continued willingness to take his wife's demands to the fish have on his wife's actions? And then it has the sequencing. So again, we do this orally. So it's not necessary, but it is something we're doing, and it gets more complicated as you get up. But it's for gifted children, but anyone can use it. It's called Jacob's Ladder. It's the reading comprehension program. I say it is a maybe. It's not necessary, but it's definitely a maybe. It teaches, higher level thinking and stuff like that. So it's a maybe to me, but I like it. Reading pathways, this is a yes. Check this out. Very simple. I have the marker where we are. So it starts out, let me show you. I'm laughing because I'm going to tell you something. Okay, so I show my son so you can do that, and I go through that with the one. With the other, he doesn't need to, he just reads it. Okay, then Jim hid kits, Jim hid kits, wig. So then it's really like reading fluency. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's, okay. So I sent my one kid down to his ADHD. He's so fun. And he is like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, just read this one part for me. Come on, you could do it. I just want to see if you could do it. And he's like, fine. Jim, hid. And I was like, dude, come on. I go, I need you to read these 2 sentences. So then he did. And I was like, all right. But anyway, it's like $5 to get this book used. It's for all ages, reading pathways, simple exercises to improve. So it's just have I forget what they're called. I don't know what they're called. They're not ladders. Are they ladders? They might be ladders. This is a no. This is wordly wise. This is a no. The reason this is a no is because, so I paid $11 for this book. And I was like, cool. I didn't think I needed a teacher's manual for this. You do. And it's $65. And I was like, what? Especially not for words attach, arrange, sway. So I'm just going through and I'm asking them like, hey, attach, which one's attach? And then I'll see if they get it. But I would like truthfully, I would like the whole program. I just don't want to pay $65. That was the price for it on top of the $11. So batteries, I mean, come on. Utensil, design, so something thick. So some of them are okay. And so that's just what we're going to do is just go through those pages. But it would be cool to have the stories and everything too, of course. And I think it's a little young for them. So maybe in the future I might get a higher level. But bashful, which to be honest, I wish I had the book because then I have to look up the specific definition of bashful. I really don't know. Perform, switch, fan, whirl. Stuff like that. So look at this. Which things are modern? Which things are modern? So a little too simple, some of it, but we'll go through anyway just to make sure we got all those words down. But that's, to me, it's a no because it's the price, just the price point, because it's just only vocabulary is my issue. All right. I hope you had a fun time, and I hope it makes you think about your life a little bit, that it doesn't have to be so hard and so difficult to educate your children, and they can learn a ton of stuff if you just set it up and have systems in place. I do systems instead of, actually, goals. Systems instead of goals, because I did goals for 1,000 years and it didn't really amount to much. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do systems. We'll try systems. Okay, so there you go. Take a look at that. Let me know what you think. If you want to see my system, maybe next time I will show you it. If anyone's interested to actually see it in person, how I take the content, how I go from reading to take the important content out, how I make the thing in Canva, and how I print it off. And it really takes me not that long to do it. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
Please like you right.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit bell you know that station.